Okay, so I know I didn't schedule this. This is last second, but something came up, and a friend of mine reminded me that he wanted me to talk about his book. And it's not just his book; it's several really good books are coming out now that I need to talk about for recovery, particularly if you're recovering from awful Christianity, if you're recovering from spiritual abuse. Both of these books are going to be valuable resources depending upon what your issues are. First, I want to talk about Sheila Gregoire. I hope I'm not mangling your name, Sheila, because I love you. Sheila Wray Gregoire has a blog called To Love, Honor, and Vacuum. And for over a year now, she's been collecting data from Christian women about their thoughts on sexuality and sex. Her book will be published tomorrow. I haven't read the book, but I highly recommend it because I did take part in the surveys and I have been seeing all that she's been posting online about it. I've been reading her blog posts about it. I think it's going to be an excellent help for anybody struggling, any woman struggling with their sexuality in the world of Quiverful or any type of Christianity. Um, the whole thing with Christianity and sexuality, either you're a Madonna or you're a whore. There's not any much between it. Hey, Aaron, you're one or the other. Well, this book kind of bridges the gap. And one of the reasons I know this book is going to be excellent is by the reaction of a certain quiverful cultural influencer, a certain Lori Alexander of, what does she call her blog? I've totally forgotten. The Transformed Wife has been verklimping for months about this book and talking about sexuality in such a way that it is always give up sex the minute he demands it and smile. Do not say no and do not be ugly about it. She wants you to give it up for that, what she says is 10 minutes in lube. If it's 10 minutes in lube and you're not excited, somebody is doing something quite wrong. So, anyway, she's been putting all this garbage out about it. And that tells me the book is going to be great. The book is published tomorrow. It's called The Great Sex Rescue. It's by Sheila Wray Gregoire of To Love, Honor, and Vacuum. And I think it's going to be excellent. The other one is a book that comes out tomorrow that is a little bit different than that. It's about the issues of using corporal punishment on your children. A good friend of mine is a guy named Mike Hickman. He wrote a book called 1324, a dark thriller. And it is a thriller that involves abuse, it involves evangelical Christianity, and a lot of things. It's a great book. It's been out some time now, it's available on Amazon. He wanted to go ahead and promote a book called Parents Who Spank Face an Epidemic of Estrangement by Dr. Joshua Coleman, that's coming out tomorrow as well. And Mike has written a big article at NLQ about this issue, about the issues of corporal punishment and when it's taken too far, when kids end up with serious physical injuries, not just mental and emotional ones. So this book is going to deal with that. And I haven't read any, I got to confess, I haven't read any of Dr. Joshua Coleman's books yet, but I'm definitely going to download and read a few after this. I'm definitely going to read this particular book. Um, One of the things that's interesting is there are a lot of Christians that believe in corporal punishment without understanding the emotional damage it does, the damage it does to a child's intellect. It can impact a child's entire life. And there are so many Christians who push physical punishment as a way to deal with a problem behavior when it's anything but. Okay, so those are my two book reviews for today of two books I haven't seen, but I'm wanting to read both. I think they're both going to be excellent. Um, Anything you guys want to know while I still have a little bandwidth here? I can't believe it. I've got a little bandwidth. Um, we just got back from having our COVID test, up the nose to leave Costa Rica in 2 days. So there's that. So we're thinking that we want to see how this goes. We've been here since December of 2019 without leaving once. We're getting ready to go out. I'm getting ready to talk about all the problems with that. Everything that I'm writing and have been writing about moving to Costa Rica is deeply impacted by COVID. COVID has taken that completely off the rails now. The All bets are off. Who knows what's going to happen? Yesterday at church, everybody was saying that they were hoping that Costa Rica just decides to make all of us that have been here for a long time residents without any kind of applying for anything. But I don't think that's going to happen. They've been talking about making residency much easier now. I have yet to see any forward action on that. Right now, it's just talk. Right now, to be a resident, you need to either have an income of $1,500 a month coming in that you can prove, or you can come as an investor where you invest at least $250,000 in Costa Rica. That could be buying property, that could be buying financial instruments like CDs or stocks or whatever in Costa Rica, anything like that. There are a couple of other ways. Ooh, the beautiful hot springs. They were at mm, the biggest hot springs here, and the area that's really known for it is really Arenal. I don't know which hotel it would have been that started with T. I know Tabacon. They're probably at Tabacon would be my guess, which is in Arenal. It's a very lovely place. A little pricey for me. I would not go there, but I'm gonna give you a little travel secret about Tabacon and the Springs. You can park there. You can park at their hotel right next to it. And instead of paying the $100+ a day they want you to pay to go in the hot springs, if you just walk right past that to the overpass and take the stairs down the overpass, that's the hot springs for free. You can stay all day, go as many times as you want. That's the free hot springs. That's what I would recommend doing. Tabacon is nice. There's all kinds of stuff to do, but like I said, it's a little bit pricey. I like to stay at the Green Lagoon when I'm in Arnall. Um, their rooms are reasonable. They have all kinds of beautiful cabinas and all kinds of stuff. And they're right on the side of the mountain that leads up to the Green Lagoon. There's actually a dead volcano that has a Green Lagoon. Yeah, that's secret. That's where the locals go. So I go to the hot springs, the free hot springs that the locals go to. I don't go to the tourist hotels that sell this. The nice thing about staying at the Green Lagoon is you can hike up to the Green Lagoon at the top of the dead volcano for free if you stay there. If you don't, you have to pay a little penny. You have to pay a fee and sign saying that you won't sue them if you have a heart attack climbing up there. So there's that. And you're located above the town, above the hot springs, above everything. You're kind of sitting on the side of a mountain. From the hotel, you could walk down to the waterfalls there. The waterfalls is a very quick little hike from the hotel. You pay your waterfall fee and go right on in. So I really like it up there. Then you can ride horses. There's horseback rides. There's all kinds of different things. And the thing about the Green Lagoon is they also they have a bird watching tour. You can look at frogs in the middle of the night. You can do all kinds of things like that up there. My favorite thing to do up there is to sit out by the hot tub at night and watch the bats. There's so many different kinds of bats that you can see flying around up there. It's just crazy. I will put a link in the description below to everything I'm talking about today. The Great Sex Rescue. I can't seem to find a link to Parents Who Spank Face Epidemic of Estrangement yet, but when it comes up, I will put a link, and I'll put a link to the Tabacon and the Green Lagoon as well. But there are other hotels up there along the same little road as the Green Lagoon. The thing I like about being there rather than being in Arnall where the hot springs are is, like I said, it's more private. You're in a more natural environment. The Green Lagoon is a health resort as well, so they offer massages and all kinds of things. If you're a vegan, they have very strict vegan menu. They have health food. Of course, I always go with the typical Tico breakfast, which is anything but health food. I just love that place. I can't say enough good things about it. If you go there, ask for Danny. He's my favorite employee there. We tease him and tell him he's our Costa Rican son. We're going to his wedding here in the next year sometime. He's already asked us, and we're like, yes. So, yeah. So there's a lot of really neat things to see and do there. And Arnall area is quite lovely. It's not very far from Monteverde, which is the cloud forest. So you can drive through there. The only caution I have for Monteverde, the roads into Monteverde, whatever road you take, is completely rutted and washed out and dirt. It's literally the worst roads I've ever seen in Costa Rica, right there going into Monteverde. So I don't go to Monteverde. We went one time and that was kind of like, that's enough. I like paved roads. And when we go from here in Tamarindo to Arenal, it's a lovely drive. You drive through the mountains and you go all along the lake, Lake Arenal, which is a man made lake. They flooded it back in the 60s, I think it was, and moved the town outside of the lake. Um, Nuevo Arnal is really nice. There's a German restaurant there that is out of this world food. It's just like being in Germany. Um, there's one of my favorite places is in a little town called Cañas. Cañas has a grocery store that is exactly like an American grocery store. There aren't very many of those here. And they have the best deli and bakery I've ever seen. So anytime we're traveling through that area, we stop at this particular grocery store. I think it's called Compra Super. So there's all of that. And there's just so many lovely things to see and do on the way. Now, the Macadamian Cafe on the road to Arnall is also really nice. You can sit there outside their outside dining room, and wildlife will come up. You'll see hummingbirds and quadrumundés and all sorts of things will come up to you there. They're just used to people by now. So yeah, I'm going to try to put some links below and Costa Rican things, and I guess I'll add that to my description. I didn't mean to rant about Costa Rica, but here I am ranting about it. And like I said, we're leaving on Wednesday. Not looking forward to it because I don't like flying. I don't like the fact that I get so searched. Yes, Aaron, I think anybody could use a few days of that. Like I said, my trip into Louisiana is not going to be, it's only because they're throwing us out and I'm picking up my last few documents to do residency here. So that's it. That's the only reason I'm going. Anywhere, if you're right now in the US, from here to the US or from anywhere to the US is now requiring a COVID test valid within 36 hours of your flight. I went and got mine today. Many countries, you have to schedule that in advance to have that happen. Here, you have to do that. There's no way to just walk in and have it done. It takes days, a couple days to schedule and go in and have it done. Not cheap, but hey, it's better than being turned away at the border. Trust me on that. And I've seen people turned away at the border here for all kinds of crazy reasons. So I can't believe I've had 13 minutes of this where it could work and my internet hadn't crashed. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to press my luck. I am going to go and say, Pura Vida, I hope you all have a really great day and I'll talk to you later.